Well, we don't talk enough baseball here, and I'm excited to bring in Logan Hofmann from Munster Sask, the Pittsburgh Pirates' fifth-round pick in the 2020 draft. How you doing, Logan?
Good. How are you?
Good. Darren DuPont's with us here, too. Listen, I Googled your name, and this story came up from a good friend of ours, Rory McGowan, from the Bolt FM, voice of the Broncos, that said, the baseball factory Munster strikes again. Logan Hofmann, drafted, of course, first by the Cardinals and then the Pirates. What is Munster doing up there for baseball that it's made it a baseball factory?
I mean, it's just the passion for the game in the town is crazy. It's every night you go to the field, obviously not right now with everything going on, but in regular summer, every night you go to the field, there's kids hitting in the batting cage, a game going on, a practice. So, I mean, everybody just loves it here.
That is awesome. The baseball factory, Munster, Saskatchewan, poo-poo on me for not knowing that. But now you're the highest drafted ever Saskatchewan in the Major League Draft. What does that do to you when you hear that or realize that?
I mean, it's a pretty cool accomplishment, I guess, from the work I've put into this point. It's cool to say, I guess, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff going forward that I want to prove. I want to be obviously in the MLB. So for now, it's pretty cool.
Mike Ramage checking in from Baseball Saskatchewan, by the way, says, congratulations to Logan. Couldn't have happened to a more deserving player, from Mike Ramage watching this morning. So if you don't mind, just take me through the last year. You elected to not be signed by the Cardinals. It was a wise decision because you went 30 rounds higher. But since you left Munster, what's your baseball road been like?
It's been tough. I went to Colby Community College in Kansas for 2 years, and then this year at Northwestern State. But that decision I had to make last summer was definitely the hardest thing I've had to do in my life. Negotiations went on for the whole time till the last day. Actually, it was the deadline, and then I decided to go back to school. So it was tough, but it paid off, I guess, going higher, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to up my stock, just show people that I can pitch at the highest level of college baseball, and I'm glad it worked out.
No kidding. So since the pandemic hit, where were you? Were you still in school? Walk me back the last 95 days.
Yeah, we were actually. It was a Thursday. We were getting on a bus. We were going to go to New Orleans and play that weekend. And then they said, well, we're not playing this weekend. So our team kind of hung out there for about a week, and then they canceled the season. Obviously, everybody's pretty devastated. Most of the guys went home a couple days later, and I didn't know if we were going to be allowed to practice a month or so later. So I kind of stayed for another week and a half, 2 weeks, just to make sure, because I had a 30-hour drive home, and I didn't want to drive home and then all of a sudden say, well, you guys can practice, and had to go back. So that's kind of how it worked out, and I got home at the end of March.
So how much has this rocked the baseball world? And the reason I ask is this. I mean, in football, there used to be NFL Europe. I'm obviously pretty familiar with football. If you went over to NFL Europe, it was a cool place to play. Hockey, NHL's it, but you can go to Europe and make a nice living. Baseball, I've become the biggest fan of the Korean Baseball League, and I see some names over there that are not unfamiliar, like Mel Rojas Jr. and some of the guys that I've written down here. Roberto Ramos, who leads the league in home runs. Was the Korean Baseball League an option for any friends of yours, or was it ever talked about in your circles?
I wouldn't say now. No, it's not really an option because everybody wants to get into the minor leagues in the States and try and make the MLB. But obviously, that's a really good league in Korea as well. So if things don't work out here, I'm sure a lot of guys that I know and even myself would be open to playing there for sure.
Well, the average salary over there, $185,000. I mean, nothing to sneeze at, obviously. But back to the baseball thing. I mean, for one, the draft had 30-plus rounds lopped off this year. So it really says something for you that you went in the fifth. What are you waiting for now in terms of notification from somewhere when you can get back playing? I mean, what's your life like right now?
Right now, I'm just doing the few things I can, I guess, working out, throwing, running. So that's all that's going on right now. But yeah, we're still waiting on whether anything is going to happen this fall. or if I'd go back to the Pirates spring training next year in the spring. And another option, I guess, right now for me, if nothing does happen this fall, is go back to NSU and just take some classes and work out there.
Where's Northwestern located? Forgive me for asking.
Natchitoches, Louisiana.
Natchitoches, Louisiana. Okay. And by the way, if I believe the Pirates AAA ball club is in Bradenton. I've been at that park in Bradenton, Florida. Am I right?
That's their high A team is in Bradenton, but yeah, their AAA team's in Indianapolis, but they have a farm team in Bradenton as well.
Okay. Gotcha. So what do you know about the Pirates pitching staff? How do you feel about your prospects with that organization?
I mean, they drafted a lot of pitchers, so it's competition, but which is what I like. But it's also guys who have a chance to succeed as well. So I know their 30, I think it was 32nd overall pick I played with last summer in the Cape Cod League, and he actually taught me a lot, and I'm glad we might get to be teammates going forward again.
And let me ask you this, Logan. This is the one that's, when I saw your name on the board, that I wanted to ask you the most. Yesterday, we had a guy on by the name of Troy Westwood, Hall of Fame Winnipeg Blue Bombers kicker, and he went to college in South Dakota State, Augustana, South Dakota, and he said that he couldn't wait to get to America, spent 4 years there, couldn't wait to get out because he thought he'd made the big time. What was it like for you going from Munster to Kansas and then Louisiana in terms of culture shock? You enjoy it? You not enjoy it? What did you not expect that you were expecting?
I mean, going to Kansas is pretty similar to Saskatchewan. A lot of flat land, farming, so it is pretty similar. And actually in Kansas, we had 15 Canadians on the team. So it kind of seemed like I was just playing baseball in a warmer Saskatchewan, I guess. So it wasn't too much of a culture shock going there. It was a small town again. And then when I went to Louisiana, it was completely different. It's something I've never really experienced before. I honestly had no idea what to expect going there, because the only thing I really knew about Louisiana was from watching the movie Waterboy, which probably isn't the best representation of how it is. So it was, everything about that place was different. The people, the food, the weather, but everybody was really welcoming there, and it was an awesome experience as well.
Bobby Boucher, you can do it. Great movie. Baseball question for you from Gord Archibald. What pitches do you currently use, and do you need to develop any others?
I throw a fastball, curveball, slider, and changeup, and I actually just started throwing my slider about a year ago, so I wanted to add a fourth pitch. So I don't think I'm going to add another one. I just really want to focus on these four and developing them in the next little bit coming up.
All right. Outstanding. Well, Logan, I'll say congratulations. I mean, there's pressure on it with that moniker being the highest drafted Sasky ever, but I certainly looks like you're up for it. So good luck with everything, and keep in touch and stay safe.
For sure. I appreciate you having me on the show.
You betcha. Logan Hofmann joining us from Munster, Saskatchewan, the baseball factory.
Big time. They kicked our butts every year in
You
one
knew
yard.
that?
Oh, yeah.
How did I not know that?
Oh, yeah. The senior team, they kicked our butts. Munster's always been a big baseball town. And then, of course, you always shift, like in senior hockey or in your hockey zones, you shift leagues all the time when they readjust. But used to play Munster all the time.
Well, shoot, I thought it was just Kelvington. Or was that the toughest baseball team of all time?
That's tough, too. Yeah, Calvington's tough.
With the Clark boys and Barry Melrose and the Chases.
But then the Melrose kids, like Brady Melrose, and there was a few others that I played hockey against growing up. So it's those small Saskatchewan communities. They all have an identity, and Munster's is definitely baseball.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.